Hi to all. This concept is buses. In microprocessor, the next concept we are going to see today is buses. Buses means the microprocessor is called a central processing unit. The microprocessor alone does not serve any useful purpose unless it is supported by memory and I/O ports. Because for processing or working a problem, we have microprocessor, memory, microprocessor or any or just processor, memory and input and output ports. So with the combinations of all the processor, the memory and the input and output, we need to process calculations or computations, anything. So microprocessor alone does not serve any useful purpose. We need memory and I/O ports too. The microprocessor, which is the central processing unit, executes the program stored in the memory and transfer data to and from the outside world through I/O ports. Okay, the microprocessor is going to process the data, but uh, where the microprocessor fetch the data means it fetch the data from the memory, uh, and then how the data are come into the memory by means of the input port, and how the processed data display to the screen by means of the output ports. So the microprocessor, which is the central processing unit, executes the program stored in the memory and transfer data to and from the outside world through I/O ports. So the microprocessor is interconnected with memory I/O ports by means of three buses. What are the three buses? Or data bus, address bus and the control bus. Okay, so without microprocessor we cannot do anything. We have all these components together: the memory, the I/O ports and the processor. Okay, so processor is a unit, memory is a unit, and I/O input and output ports are the two individual units. We have to connect these devices together by means of the buses. What is the definition of bus means? A bus is basically a communication link between the processing unit and the peripheral devices. Here, bus is called as the communication link. The bus communicate the different unit of devices. By means of it, connect the microprocessor to input device, or input device to output device, or from input device to memory, and all the devices are linked by together of buses only. Okay, a bus is basically a communication link between the processing unit and the peripheral devices. So there are three types of buses. The first one is address bus, the second one is data bus, and the third one is the control bus. So in our day-to-day life we have buses. What is the use of the bus means? We travel from one place to another place. So what happened there means, you take as the public road as the path. On that path the bus travels. The data carries in the buses or the passengers. So like that, the information process in a computer bus, the information processed from one place to another place by means of the link called bus. The first one is the address bus. And the address bus is a unidirectional bus because this is the one way of sending data. So this is called the unidirectional, and it is be used by the CPU to send out the address of the memory location to be accessed. This address bus was used by the CPU only because the CPU sent the address of the memory location to be accessed. It is also used by the CPU to select particular input and output port. Okay, it is also used to select a particular input and output port. It may consist of 8, 12, 16 or 20 or even more number of parallel lines. Here you see the numbers 8, 12, 16, 20. So the number of bits in the address bus determines the minimum number of bytes of data in the memory that can be accessed. For example, a 16-bit address bus, for instance, can access 2 power 16 bytes of data. For example, it can carry the 2 power 16 bytes of data. Okay, so where the number of bits in the address bus determines the minimum number of bytes of data in the memory that can be accessed. The next one is the data bus. So by the name itself we can see data, because the data is travel between any two devices, any two ports in the CPU. So data bus is bidirectional. That is, the data flow occurs both to and from CPU and peripheral devices. The information travels from CPU to peripherals means any of the input or output devices. A microprocessor is characterized by the width of its data bus. For example, all those microprocessors having internal and external data buses of different widths. The size of the data bus are not in the same site. It may be one data bus may be in 8-bit, another data bus may be in 16-bit, like that. All those microprocessors having internal and external data bus of different widths. The size of the internal bus determines the largest number that can be processed by a microprocessor. So the size of the internal bus determines the microprocessor's carry the number of bits. For example, having a 16-bit internal bus, it can carry 65,536 number of informations. For example, 64K. This is the diagram or general diagram of buses. Here you can see the microprocessor. From the microprocessor, address bus travel to memory and I/O port. In the picture you can see address bus is unidirectional. The signals are sent from microprocessor to memory or I/O port. It does not return back to the microprocessor. But in the data bus, it is a bidirectional bus. Because the signals travel from microprocessor to memory or from memory to microprocessor. Otherwise, microprocessor to input and output port, and also I/O port to microprocessor. Then the control bus. Control bus contains a number of individual lines carrying synchronizing signals. By the name itself, it controls the microprocessor or the peripheral devices. The control bus sends out control signal to memory, I/O ports, and other peripheral devices to proper operation. It carries signals like memory read, memory write, read input port, write input port, hold, interrupt, etc. For example, if it is desired to read the content of the particular memory location, the CPU first sends out the address of the very location on the address bus and the memory read control signal on the control bus. The memory responds by outputting the data stored in the addressed memory location on the data bus. For example, if the CPU want to read an instruction from the memory, it sends the signal to the address bus where the data are fetched from, and also the control bus to put the data on the data bus on the particular address bus. Here this is the image of the motherboard. We have a lot of ICs and the buses, and all the ICs and smaller units are connected by means of the wires. Buses otherwise called a system bus. You can see these three types of buses. You have data bus, address bus, and control bus. And then the input output devices, memory, and central processing unit. Here the definition of bus was already told. A bus is a communication pathway connecting two or more devices. Then the bus that connect the major components. The components means processor, memory, or I/O. It is called the system bus. System bus was generally you can call this a bus itself. So there are three types of buses. The first one is here in this picture. First one is data bus. Second one is address bus, and the control bus. So the buses means generally wires are called as the buses. For example, these are the copper wires. For example, in your home itself you have wiring connections from the switchboard to the fan. So that is called the bus, because when you switch on the switch, when the current passes to the fan, the fan will rotate like that. Buses are only the wires that connect two devices. These are all the internal parts of the CPU. So without buses, we cannot transfer data inside the microprocessor, inside the central processing unit. Buses are the basically a communication link between the processing unit. Processing unit means CPU and the peripheral devices. Peripheral devices means input and output devices and memory. Okay, thank you.